used to do it. We had the knowledge to open safes without a key. Many nights, while his father cleaned the upstairs hall, Arav would sit in the downstairs storeroom and try to read those books. The language was primitive, but gradually he understood the language of symbols. The logic of each scratch began to emerge. He would practice in his spare time, drawing patterns with his hands, as if he were trying to open an invisible lock. Then, when he saw that 5-year-old safe, he was stunned. Some of the marks on the safe, some of the corner cuts, resembled the designs in books. From that day on, a crazy idea began to swirl in his mind. Could this be the secret safe his grandfather used to talk about? Did our ancestors make this lock? He would come home and sketch it in his notebook. At night, he would compare the symbols with the books. Gradually, a complete map of the lock formed in his mind. He understood that this wasn't just a random block of metal. It was a network of interlocking plates, sliding wedges, and weight-based mechanisms that could open with gentle pressure in certain places. But all this was only theory. He hadn't had a chance to put it into practice. But today, when the foreign technician gave up and said, "This safe will probably never open," then something broke inside Arav. He felt as if someone had insulted the wisdom of his ancestors. He immediately called out, "Sir, I can open this." But the American technician jokingly challenged him. The crowd took it all as a spectacle. When Arav stepped toward the safe, whispers filled the hall. Some smiled mockingly, while others were astonished by the poor boy's courage. Arav's father, Mohan, was sobbing in a corner. He felt as if his son would bring him out on the street. Arav stopped in front of the safe. The massive black metal wall stood before him like a mountain. Arav closed his eyes. The same yellowed old book flashed across his mind. Richard Smith, folding his arms, sneered. "What's wrong, little master? Are you going to start reciting mantras now or some other magic spell?" Quote, Arav didn't reply. He slowly extended his hands and touched the surface of the safe. He touched the metal. The metal was cold, but Arav felt a vibration within. He remembered what his grandfather had said. "Son, kings' safes don't open with a key, but with the heartbeat of their maker." He looked closely at the emblem of a roaring lion on the top of the safe. People thought he was just looking at the stone. But Arav's fingers traced a very subtle bulge near the lion's mane. The bulge was so small that Richard Smith's high-tech laser scanners had ignored it as a metal defect. Arav applied pressure to the bulge with his fingertips in a specific rhythm. Doc, D-H-A-K, D-H-A-K. The hall held its breath. Arav placed his palm on a flat spot on the right side of the safe and began rotating it very slowly in a counterclockwise direction. A deep mental tension was etched on his face. He remembered the page in the book that said only the union of fire and water would open the door. He looked at the bottom of the safe, where a small clump had formed. He rubbed it with his fingers to generate heat. Then, suddenly, he pulled down the sword mark on the top with his left hand. A journalist in the crowd exclaimed, "What is he doing? He's just moving his hand." Quote, but Richard Smith, who had been smiling until now, suddenly became serious. His experienced ear could hear subtle sounds coming from inside the safe that no one else could hear. Tick, tick, tick. The heavy iron plates inside the safe were clanking against each other. Arav now used both his hands. He applied pressure to the top of the safe with one hand and slid the edge with the other. It was like playing an instrument. Before Arav's eyes now lay the map he had drawn in his notebook, staying up late in that old library. He knew that this safe had 7 layers. He had crossed 4 layers. The 5th layer was weight dependent. He put his entire body weight on a specific part of the safe. Just then, a deep echo arose from within the vault. Good, 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 good. Sweat broke out on Richard Smith's forehead. He told the nearby security officer, "This is impossible. This guy is using a weight-shifting mechanism. This technology was lost centuries ago. How does he know all this?" Quote, Arav was now at his last stop. He placed his finger on the royal symbol etched right in the center of the safe. He remembered his grandfather's last lesson. When all avenues are closed, resort to silence. He stopped touching the safe and simply listened, waiting for it to calm down. As soon as the noise inside subsided, he slapped it hard with his palm, right in the center. The sound echoed through the hall like a bomb blast. The safe door, which hadn't moved an inch in 5 years, suddenly swung 2 inches out of place. Arav stepped back. There was no pride of victory on his face, only a sense of relief. He looked at the director and said softly, "Sir, the door is open." Richard Smith's legs faltered. Media cameras surrounded Arav. As soon as the guard stepped forward and opening the heavy door wide, a glow filled the hall that dazzled everyone. But the glow wasn't of gold. It was the glow of history reborn. As the huge vault doors turned on their axis, a fragrance filled the museum hall, reminiscent of the humidity of a room closed for centuries in the scent of old sandalwood. Everyone present was frozen in place. Camera flashes began to flash even brighter. Everyone expected a flood of gold coins or a spill of precious diamonds. But when the door fully opened, the scene was quite different. Inside the vault were several small shelves. They contain old books wrapped in red silk, copper cylindrical pipes, and leather bags bearing royal seals. Historian Dr. Sharma stepped forward with trembling hands. He pulled out a copper pipe and, from within, an ancient parchment paper. Tears welled up in his eyes as he read it. That's impossible. Dr. Sharma's voice choked. These are the secret documents of a great dynasty that was said to have been erased from history. They contain the scientific advancements of that time, secret medical methods, and maps of forts that still lie buried underground. This isn't gold, it's India's lost knowledge, a million times more valuable. The entire hall erupted in thunderous applause. The child who had been considered trash just moments before had become a national hero. Richard Smith, who had stood there like a statue, slowly walked towards Ara. His pride was shattered. He took his checkbook from his pocket and, with trembling hands, he filled it in the amount of 1 crore rupees. He placed the check in front of Ara and said in a choked voice, "My boy, today you are not only with me, but have taught me that knowledge doesn't need any expensive machinery. This check is yours, and so is my honor." Quote, Ara took the check, but his eyes were still on his father, and he was crying bitterly in the corner of the hall. This cry wasn't out of grief, but rather for the honor Ara had brought to his entire family. The museum director took the microphone, come to the stage, and announced, "From today, Ara will be the museum's youngest operating patron. The museum trusts that the government will be solely responsible for his education, higher education, and the welfare of his family. We will not let talent like Ara's go to waste." Quote, standing on stage, Ara's mind was filled with memories of his old library. He remembered how he would secretly read those old books at night. He had proved that with curiosity and respect for your ancestral legacy, you can open even the most difficult locks in the world. The sun was now shining brightly outside the museum. When Arav emerged, a crowd of thousands awaited him. Arav placed the 1 crore rupee check in his father's hands and said, "Baba, now you won't have to sweep at night. Grandfather's wisdom has brightened our home." Quote, friends, how did you like this story? Please let us know in the comments. And where do you see this video in the country? Be sure to tell me where you're watching from. See you with the next story.